Why am I doing this? I don't even have any footage of them.
Well, that sounded terrible. Right, so I actually haven't seen any videos anywhere of people debating what is the best wooden coaster at Pleasure Beach. So yeah, I'm gonna do it. Before I talk about the coasters that are there, I'm gonna quickly talk about the Wild Mouse first, because that didn't go that long ago. I did ride it, but only maybe once or twice, and it does try to kill you even more than the Ultimate, and I'm pretty sure it has even more laterals as well. The Wild Mouse was just a janky wooden Wild Mouse coaster, and you know, you went down a little dip, and then you drove into and then you went into the first turn, and it felt like you were getting T-boned. Yeah, it was actually very fun and very unique, but it did beat you up a lot. I do miss it. It was cool, and I wish I did it more before it went, and I'm probably still suffering injuries from it to this day. Anyway, now on to coasters that still exist. Nick Streak is fun. Yeah, it's fun. It is mainly aimed at families, but it is still a fun ride. It's got some mild-ish laterals. It's got a little bit of airtime maybe if you're sitting towards the end of the train. It's just a bit of fun. It's not the best coaster ever, but it's a fun wooden coaster. But it's not as good as the other two, because the rest of this video is going to be basically a debate between Grand National and Big Dipper. So yeah, Big Dipper is extremely old. It opened in 1923 and got extended at some point. I can't remember when. I think it was in the 30s they extended it to make it a bit longer. If you want more information about that, don't look on this channel, because why do people say we when it's a channel run by one person? Why? Anyway, yeah, if I could tell you the information on that, but I'm not, because I can't be. But why am I talking about this? Yeah, Big Dipper is really epic, right? Because it uses the same chain lift twice, because it uses it when you come out of the station and when you go up the lift hill. That is, who cares? Yeah, it's got a fun layout. You go around out the station, do a bit of a U-turn, turn around the Big Dipper sign, go down a drop, which gives airtime in the back row, kind of standing airtime. And because the restraints, they're not buzz bars, but you share a lap bar between two people, you can get some pretty good airtime. And then you go up into an airtime hill, which gives a bit of airtime if you're sitting on the edge. And then it goes into another airtime hill, which gives you a bit of airtime if you're sitting near the ends. Well, yeah. Now, it is pretty rough, but generally it's bearable if you're not sat in a wheel seat, and because there's 4 rows on a car, it's easier to not sit on a wheel seat. But yeah, it can be very rough at some times, but generally it's not too bad. After you go over those airtime hills, Rob Alvey screams, "Hey look, there's our hotel!" Oh, no. Oh, actually, guess what? After those 2 airtime hills, there's another airtime hill, and then another airtime hill. But this, you would think those back-to-back airtime hills would be my favourite bit of the ride. No, I think the best bit is the next bit, because you go down a bit of a dip and a turn, and then you go straight forwards, and then you get slammed with some laterals. They're not the most aggressive laterals in the world, but they are quite good, so you get some laterals, and then you go down under steeplechase, maybe a little pop of airtime, and slam to the right again with some more laterals. I really like that bit, because it's just funny. I like that bit a lot, because you get that wooden coaster chaotic feeling, you know. You get slammed into the side of the train, you get a pop of airtime. I can't remember if you actually get airtime there, but there is, you know, a little airtime moment popping under steeplechase. You know, you get thrown all about in the train, and it's rough as well. So I think that's pretty cool. You then head down underneath the tunnel, and it feels very fast. Pop up into an airtime hill, and then there's another airtime moment, and you keep on going up and down into the brakes. Now overall, I think Big Dip is really fun. Yeah, it's good. The roughness adds to it. Sometimes it can be very bad. Most of the time, Big Dipper isn't too bad though. I mean, it's pretty bad, but basically what I mean is that it's not as rough as Grand National. The airtime is there in places, but it is very limited. So, you know, you need to be sitting towards the end of the trains for it, definitely. But because it's kind of got the roughness of the wooden coaster, that's just how it feels. It's good, all right. Now, Grand National opened 12 years later than Big Dipper in 1935, and it will kill you. Grand National is the roughest ride at Pleasure Beach. There's no way around that. It's very rough, especially in the back row. If you have ever been on the back row of the Grand National, I feel sympathy for you. I have done it, and I thought it was horrendous. And then I did it again. Now, you can see how janky Grand National is, because when you look up the lift hill, it's not even straight. The track goes all over the place. When you're going up it, if you look at the other train, half of the upstop wheels are at least an inch, maybe two, off the rails. But anyway, enough of me talking about the ride. Let's talk about the ride. The layout's cool. You know, it's Mobius loop. You're racing the other train, which does add to it, and it's fun, especially if you high-five people and stuff. But, you know, bearing in mind that the layout is very good. You go down the double down, and if you're sitting towards the back of the train, there is quite a lot of airtime there, and it is reasonably strong. If we get out my epic airtime, oh, I don't even. Why did I do that? It is probably strong floater on my epic. Oh, I don't know. Look, it's got some airtime. It feels strong. It feels strongish. You know, it's kind of in the floater range. But you go down the double down. If you're sitting towards the back, you go down the first part of the double down, get this nice airtime, pop back up again, and then you head down the second bit of the double down, and you say farewell to your spine. Again, you go around the turn, maybe some airtime in the front going up, maybe some airtime in the back going down, get some laterals, and then you go down another dip over an airtime hill, which gives a bit of airtime, and then up to the left, round a corner, a little bit more laterals than the first one. You go down over another airtime hill, which gives some pretty good airtime actually. Then it turns into a double down, which has, again, some actually decently strong airtime. And then you go this right turn here, especially if you're on the inside train, really slams you into it. And you get, so I'm saying laterals a lot, but you get some strong laterals. So you go around there, and then you have a couple of airtime hills, which give some pretty decent airtime again. And then you get slammed to the right again, which again, I need to stop saying again. But yeah, that gives some really strong laterals, especially on the right hand side. And then you actually go through a pretty smooth section of the ride, which just tips up and down and has no airtime. Yeah, and then you see who's won. So yeah, overall, I really like Grand National. It has quite a lot of airtime. Again, it's a very fun ride. It's got the dueling, it's got the slamming into the side from the laterals. The roughness, I think it does add to it. It makes it more chaotic, but for some people it might be too much. For me, the majority of the time I can deal with it, but then sometimes if I get a bad ride on the back row, that is too much for me. Yeah, it's actually a very fun ride, and it's good. It's good. Now, the main two wooden coasters I'm debating, Big Dipper and Grand National, which is better?
There's only one way to find out.
Grand National's better, alright. In my opinion, as I said, it's got more airtime. They're probably both of them are probably got about the same duration, but it's got more airtime. It lasts long. I literally just said it doesn't last long. Why did I say that? It's got the dueling. It is rougher, yes, but that's, yeah, it's better in my opinion. It's a better ride. So Grand National is the best wooden coaster at Pleasure Beach. I just remembered that Blue Flyer exists. Blue Flyer also exists, and it's hilarious because lots of overweight enthusiasts go on it to get the credit. That's it. Yeah, it's cool, I guess. And because I've talked about all the other coasters before it, that means that I'm going to have to put Blue Flyer at the top because I've already ranked the other one. So that's Blue Flyer's the best at Pleasure Beach. That isn't funny at all. It's not funny. Anyway, please donate 1 subscriber today, because I'm losing subscribers, and the only way I'm gonna gain more is by, yeah, don't know what I'm on about.